Our next presenter this morning is Taku Gold Corporation, and presenting on their behalf is the company's president and CEO, Zach Beamsdale.
Exactly. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. Again, Zach Dingsdale, president of Taku Gold Corp. This is a company that I started about 5 years ago. In that 5 years, we've been working in northern British Columbia, and just recently we've moved into the Yukon, into the site of the old Klondike gold rush. The main focus of our company is to explore for gold and silver. We've got a gold asset that we have proven a deposit on in northern British Columbia called the Tag, and again in the Yukon, the Dan and Rosen Butte. So to give you a little history about the Klondike, about 100 years ago, Skookum Jim Mason, he's a member of the Tagish Lake First Nations tribe. He left Tagish Lake in northern BC to eventually discover rich placer gold deposits in Bonanza Creek in the Yukon. About a year later, amongst a series of financial recessions and bank failures, not unlike what's just happened, news reached the United States, which eventually sparked the first Yukon gold rush in 1898. Now, over the next 110 years in that direct area, over 20 million ounces of placer gold has been taken out of the creeks and rivers in the Klondike, yet the source of those placers has yet to be discovered. So just as Jim Mason started out on Tagish Lake, we did as well. About 4 years ago, in 2006, we optioned a 2,500 hectare property on the shores of Tagish Lake. Over the next 4 years, we've spent $4.2 million in exploration and basically taken this property from drill discovery stage to an initial 43-101 initial resource calculation. British Columbia, as many of you know, is a very mining-friendly jurisdiction. We've got stable regulatory and permitting environment. All of our permits in place have been in place for about 4 years. And we've got a pretty sizable area there with just over 6,000 acres. This gives you an idea of where we are. We're basically, you might as well be in the Yukon where we are in northern British Columbia. It's about as far north as you can get. It is located quite uniquely close to a freshwater port at Skagway, Alaska, and it's on the shores of Tagish Lake there. The reason we're called Taku Gold is we're located on Taku Arm of Tagish Lake, and our claims are to the north there. So to get into the exploration target, we picked this property up from geologist Gary Thompson back in 2006. He had spent 12 years on the property, basically taking it up to drill-ready status. So it was quite a unique property for us because really all we had to do was walk onto this property and drill. Sounds easy, but we went in there. There was absolutely no infrastructure at that time, and we went in, drilled 12 holes, and hit very significant gold and silver on our first 12 holes. This is a major regional structure. It's 4 miles long. You can see the series of red checkpoints there. That is a 4-mile long fault structure. It's a splay fault off of the deep-seated Llewellyn Fault that goes all the way into the Yukon. We've got up to 18.7 grams per ton from trenching and soil sampling on surface. We've got bonanza-grade silver on surface. Through drilling, more importantly though, we've got up to 7.5 grams per ton drilled and 300 grams per ton silver. A very important piece of this is the width of the structure. The average width of our mineralized structure is over 65 feet wide. It swells out to, pinches to about 8 meters and swells to close to 60 meters wide. So that makes it amenable to, all that means is there is enough tonnage there to make it amenable to both an open pit or a bulk underground mining type scenario. So it's a sediment-hosted, structurally controlled epithermal deposit. And most importantly, these deposits tend to be very large tonnage, low grade, and they also tend to be the largest deposits in the world. So just to give you an idea of a few of them, Morro and Tau, the Navachev deposit in Namibia is probably the best example of this type of a deposit. So over the last 4 years, we've drilled 69 holes, average depth of about 160 meters. That's 11,000 meters of drilling. We've conducted an airborne survey, soil geochemical survey, as well as prospecting and trenching on numerous targets on our property. After those first 12 holes, that initial discovery we made, we knew we were going to be in this area for a long time. So we spent the time, effort, and money to put in a fully winterized 20-man drill camp. And what this has done, it's taken our average drilling per meter drilling cost down by about a third, actually, by about 25%. So everything's in place. We've cut 12 kilometers of drill roads along this 6-kilometer fault, and the access to the area is excellent by barge. This is one of the deepest lakes in northern British Columbia in the Yukon area. You can go all the way up to Whitehorse and past on this Tagish Lake. So it cuts down on cost. Basically, we don't have to helicopter everything in. Everything comes in on barge. Now, this is a photo. It may just look like a creek bed, but you're actually looking at what could be a mine there. The discovery outcrop on the Tag property is right at the beach on Tagish Lake. And it's hard to see in this picture, but the lighter colored rocks on the bed of this creek, that's actually the quartz breccia, stockwork veining. That's you've got the hanging wall and the footwall there. That's basically the fault structure, and that runs for 4 kilometers. It's quite spectacular. We've had Bob Moriarty, he panned for gold here. That was 2 years ago in 2008. We've had Newmont, Agnico Eagle, Kinross. They've all taken a look at the property. It's really a geologist's dream.